When a toxic argument erupted with her mother, 14-year-old Carly made a devastating choice that left everyone in shock. But what was the main reason behind this tragic incident? On the surface, the town of Brandon, Mississippi, looked like a peaceful and close-knit community. Families like the Smileys are well-liked, seen as reliable and steady. But beneath this appearance of calm and good life, a tragedy was quietly unfolding, one that was not only tearing apart the Smileys' house, but also shaking the entire community to its core. Carly Gregg is a 14-year-old girl who lives with her mother Ashley Smiley and her stepfather Heath Smiley. Like many teenagers, Carly struggles with the challenges of adolescence, which has led to behavioral issues and frequent conflicts at home. Carly's mother Ashley Smiley was a well-respected woman in Brandon. As a dedicated math teacher at Northwest Rankin High School, she had touched the lives of many students, offering guidance and support in the school. With a warm smile and a passion for education, she was viewed as a positive influence in the community. However, behind the walls of their home, unseen tension was quietly simmering, growing day by day. In the week leading up to the tragedy, there were signs, subtle yet alarming, that something was off. Carly had made a drastic change, chopping off her long blonde hair and cutting bangs, a transformation that left her mother Ashley concerned. Perhaps noticing her daughter's struggles, Ashley playfully asked Carly if she was trying to become a boy. Carly dismissed the comment with a laugh, insisting that she hadn't thought about such intentions. However, deep inside, Carly was grappling with insecurity after her friends teased her by saying the new haircut made her look even more gay. In the days following her haircut, things started to become concerning due to rumors that Carly starts using marijuana, which had quickly reached to her mother, who taught in the same school. Carly might have hoped that her new appearance and actions would help her gain some confidence. Instead, it only started to create more conflict with her mother. In a later discovered book of Carly's, there were some strange and dark notes, such as, "Sometimes you must jump into the dark to truly see the light. It's okay to be evil. Heaven and hell are fake. You don't need family." On March 19, 2024, the conflict between Carly and her mother reached its boiling point. After hearing the school rumors, Ashley began searching her daughter's room, and their argument escalated into something far more sinister. As emotions flared, Ashley took some of Carly's belongings from her room, a move that appeared to trigger something dark within the 14-year-old. In a recorded footage, Carly retreats to her parents' room and takes her mother's gun. With her hand behind her back, she checks the kitchen, then heads to her room and shoots her mother 3 times. In the video, the 2 dogs look disturbed by the unusual sound of the gunfire and the short scream of Ashley. After the horrific action, Carly doesn't seem to panic or flee. Instead, she remains completely calm and collected. At one point, she even starts singing to the dogs while using her mother's phone. Perhaps the most disturbing part was when Carly hides the camera and called her friend, claiming there was an emergency at their house. When her friend arrives, Carly showed the gun, telling her that she had just shot her mother 3 times. Her act of bringing another person into the scene, as if it were something to show off, added a haunting layer of confusion. She then asked her friend if she had ever seen a dead body before leading her to the crime scene. Her friends can be heard in the background, terrified by her actions in the recorded video.
We got everybody hands up. She what? She killed her mom. She killed her mom?
But her dangerous thoughts didn't stop there. After showing her friend the tragic scene, Carly began texting her stepfather Heath to lure him home with the message, "When will you be home, honey?" After a while, Heath arrived in the home, completely unaware of the tragedy that had just unfolded. As he walked into the silent house, he found Ashley's body in the bedroom. As he heads to the kitchen, Carly ambushed herself, then suddenly fired 3 shots that hits his shoulder. Despite being injured, Heath fights for his life and managed to wrestle the gun away from Carly. On March 19th, the Rankin County Sheriff's Office received a call about the incident. When the first deputy arrived at the house, they found a chaotic and tragic scene. 40-year-old Ashley Smiley had been shot 3 times and dead. Heath Smiley was suffering from a gunshot to his shoulder, and there was no sign of Carly at home. Authorities quickly launched a search for Carly. In the recorded video from the garage camera, Carly and her friend were seen fleeing the home after the second shooting. And to search her in the neighborhood, police deployed a Mississippi Highway Patrol helicopter. After a while, they found her hiding near the property, and she was arrested without resistance. The murder of Ashley Smiley sent shockwaves through Brandon, Mississippi. Her colleagues, students, and neighbors struggled to comprehend the tragedy, unable to reconcile the image of the loving teacher with the violent death she had suffered at the hands of her own daughter. Prosecutors say Carly killed her mother after the teen's friend revealed Carly's secret life with drugs on the day of the shooting. From the testimony of a friend, he was so worried about Carly's use of smoking marijuana, so worried about her being high, and so worried about her having these burner phones that Carly's mom didn't know about, that he felt compelled to tell Miss Ashley Smiley that day. One close neighbor says, "You just wouldn't think 14-year-old child would do anything like this." The incident became a deeply unsettling and tragic, shocking the local community and gaining widespread attention on social media due to the nature of the crime and the age of the little girl. The question is, how do you let kids get access to guns? It's hard to comprehend the mindset behind such actions. Don't know why teenagers doing just like this. That's a psychopath right there. One day, later she carried when she got her life sentence. Carly Gregg shows no remorse for the murder of her parents, and she deserves the harshest punishment possible. A death sentence would be appropriate, given the severity of her actions. Carly was charged with first-degree murder for killing her mother and attempted murder for shooting her stepfather, and her trial had become a focal point of the media's attention. During the trial, Heath Smiley testified about the incident. He recalled that during the struggle to take the gun away from his stepdaughter, Carly's eyes were really big, like she had seen a demon or something to that effect. Her case also raises larger questions about juvenile crime, particularly the decision to charge her as an adult. The nature of the crime and Carly's age make this a highly unusual, drawing attention to the complexities of trying minors in adult court. During the hearings, Carly's behavior leading up to and after the crime became a significant focus for both the prosecution and the defense. The security footage, Carly's calm demeanor, and her interactions with her friend added layers of complexity to the case. As Heath Smiley's testimony, he told how he survived the shooting and finding his wife's body. She was laying on her back with her arms over here and a towel covering her face. I knew that she had been shot. There was blood around. I'm not sure exactly where, on the right side of her face. When I opened the door of the kitchen, the gun went off in my face before the door was 3 or 4 inches wide open. Smiley said, "The gun flashed in my face. It went off 2 more times, but my hand was on the gun after the first shot, and I twisted it from Carly." During the investigation, Carly's messages to her stepfather added a level of premeditation that suggested she had planned the attack, although the exact reasons remain unclear. However, many speculated that there might be a hidden mystery involving with her stepfather, pointing out that both were seen giggling in the courtroom.
Say one.
The girl you just saw killed that man's wife and then also shot him in the shoulder. And then during court, they were giggling at each other, smiling, giving each other the eyes, like whispering, "I love you," during court for the murder of his wife. And some people were defending this girl, saying that she had a mental illness and this is why she did what she did, and that I will never understand. But regardless of that, she tried using an insanity defense, but the jury found her guilty on all 3 counts, and she's now facing very, very serious time in prison. But that clip was really bizarre, because did you see how the stepfather was looking at her, mouthing "I love you" after she killed his wife? Some people believe there was something more serious going on between the stepfather and the girl, and that he may have had something to do with it, but there's no evidence backing that up.
Carly pleaded not guilty to all charges, telling the psychiatrist that she had experienced auditory hallucinations for years, also had been struggling with mood issues, eating disorder, and sleeping difficulties. She also mentioned that she had been prescribed mood disorder medications, including Lexapro and Zoloft. As legal proceedings continue, many questions remain unanswered, and the community of Brandon, Mississippi was left grappling with the aftermath of the shocking crime. At the end of the murder trial, 15-year-old Carly Gregg was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Your sentences will be as follows. As to count 1, the jury having fixed the verdict at life imprisonment, this court will sentence you to life imprisonment. As to count 2, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. As to count 3, you'll be sentenced to 10 years to serve.
Many people took to social media to reflect on the case regarding the court's decision and also as a grim reminder of gun violence among teens. My heart goes out to Carly's mother's family and her stepfather. Justice has been served, but this tragic event leaves lasting impact. It was a horrific crime, but without any chance of parole is wild. At least they could give her the chance after 30 years or so. She's still a teenager. It's heartbreaking to see such young lives affected by such serious situations. She was only 15 though, still a juvenile. That sentence was too harsh. Carly's case will likely remain a point of discussion regarding juvenile justice and the psychological factors behind her extreme actions.
Carly Gregg is evil, and that's not easy to say, but the truth of the matter is sometimes evil comes in young packages, small packages, and this is one of those cases. She's fit to go to prison for the rest of her life. You hate that. She's 15 years old, but that's exactly where she belongs.